Hola amigos, es Danilo Montero.
Hola, este es David Escarpeta.
Hola, soy Daniela Barroso.
Hola amigos, soy Cristín de Clario.
Hola, somos Blessed.
Hola mis amigos, soy Benjamín Rivera de la tribu de Benjamín.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Les habla José Adrián Romero.
Hola, soy Andy Alemani.
Hola, ¿qué tal mi gente? Les habla Alex Zurdo y a todos los que están en sintonía.
Hola amigos, soy Alex Campos.
Hola amigos, les saluda Lucas Consuegra de la banda Living.
Hola amigos, te saluda Mónica Rodríguez.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Les saluda Josué del CID.
Todos ellos, sus mejores canciones y muchos más hacen parte de la programación de Aliento Radio.
Feliz y bendecido día. Gracias por permitirme ser su compañera de viaje en el maravilloso viaje a la libertad que es PazFAST, la solución de amor. Estamos aquí agradecidos a Aliento Radio por esta alianza estratégica y today we are here to bless. Today we are here to thank for the we have. We are very grateful with Aliento Radio for this alliance. And we are very thankful to be here, and we're very thankful with you for letting us be your journey mate in the amazing journey to freedom that is I Smile from My Heart, PazFAST, the Love Solution. So we're here to answer some questions. We have been asked about the principles to fast freedom, and we'll be happy to share about that. Before, we're thrilled to welcome our sponsor, Uptown Real Estate Group, recognized as a top 50 agent in their market center in 2024 and part of the prestigious President's Circle. Uptown Real Estate Group, owned by Mariana Saldaña, is your one-stop to get the upscale property you deserve right here in booming Texas, Houston, Texas. Looking for your dream home or a smart investment? Mariana and her fantastic team of highly qualified bilingual realtors with proven experience have you covered. They have access to an exclusive database of properties, making it easier than ever to find the perfect place for you. Whether you're dreaming of a chic condo in Uptown, the Galleria, Medical Center, downtown, or Memorial, or perhaps a luxurious residence in areas like Royal Oaks, Tanglewood, River Oaks, Cinco Ranch, or the Woodlands, their expert bilingual specialists are ready to provide personalized advice and service. Ready to find the place you've always dreamed of living or renting or investing in? Contact Mariana Saldaña at Uptown Real Estate Group today. You can reach them at 713-629-7771. Again, 713-629-7771. Let Uptown Real Estate Group make your upscale property dreams a reality. So, we're here to answer questions. We've been asked about the fast emotional freedom principles. What does that mean? Well, in over 30 years of research, we have discovered that there are some principles that, when are followed, you always enjoy freedom, particularly emotional freedom. And by achieving emotional freedom, what does that mean? That means that instead of feeling the burden of stress, anxiety, depression, intrusive thoughts, maybe even so much pain that there is not clarity in your thought, but you feel your thoughts like cloud, like it's difficult for me to make decisions. Like, have you ever felt overwhelmed? I've been there. And there was a moment in my life when I felt there was so much anxiety, so much depression, so much thinking cloudness, so many thoughts at the same time, that I felt it was very, very difficult for me to make a decision. And when I finally made decisions, they were not the best decisions for me. So I kept repeating patterns of mistakes in different areas. Those could be a personal relationship. Those could be in my professional life. Those could be in my behavior, like the habits that I could have. So I found, after 30 years of research, I found these principles. And these principles are very simple, are 12 principles. And by following these principles, by incorporating these principles in my daily life, I have found that freedom, total freedom, can be achieved. And what does total freedom mean? Well, it means having freedom from the consequences of trauma, having freedom of releasing every consequence of trauma. For example, anxiety is a consequence of trauma. Depression is a consequence of trauma. Intrusive thoughts are a consequence of trauma. Feeling overwhelmed by guilt, feeling overwhelmed by the perception of lack. Lack of what? Lack of understanding, feeling no one understands what I'm going through. Lack of companionship, feeling loneliness. Lack of support, feeling no one is here for me. Lack of I don't belong, feeling I don't belong, feeling I am not part of a community. All these feelings are a consequence of trauma, because trauma breaks some things in our brain. So the way our brain as a trauma survivor behaves is hectic, is different. Goes like this and then goes back and then goes forward. So all these consequences of trauma can be healed by following the principles to fast freedom. So what does fast mean? Fast has different meanings. One is the name of the technology that we teach. FAST is the Freedom Alignment Solution for Transformation. And the Freedom Alignment Solution for Transformation means that these are techniques that teach us how to get aligned with our true purpose, how to get aligned with what our truth is, how to get aligned with what the real reason why we're here on earth is. And by discovering and identifying our purpose, we can get empowered by embracing our truth and living our truth. So by doing that, instead of feeling on the weight of guilt, we live empowered by our truth, by the purpose that the divine source created for us. And we get empowered because we also get aligned with the divine power, with the divine source. So instead of feeling lonely, instead of feeling a lack of support, we discover, we identify the support that the divine source always, always, always is providing for us. So instead of feeling the lack of companionship, instead of feeling the lack of support, instead of feeling the lack of so many things, we feel empowered. So FAST means the Freedom Alignment Solution for Transformation, which is the name of the mental and spiritual technology that I authored with over 30 years of research and development. FAST also stands for the different freedoms that we can enjoy by using these practices on our daily habits. financial freedom. We enjoy freedom to have even more success than we ever imagined. A. What does A stands for? Action freedom. And what does this mean? This means that research has proven that 85% and even more of our behavior comes from automatic behavior. What does that mean? That means that our brain is used to making decisions, taking decisions for us. So instead of us making decisions, most of our decisions are made in an automatic way. That's what I call the zombie mode. So we think we are awakened because our eyes are open, because we talk, because we walk, because we drive, because we work. And we're not really awakened. We are sleeping. So that's what controls our life, these automatic behaviors that we have. So we keep on repeating behaviors. We keep on repeating thoughts. We keep on repeating perceptions. We keep on repeating emotions. We keep on repeating actions. So our life keeps on repeating. Have you ever felt like you are in a wheel, in a hamster wheel? Me too. I've been there. And that's part of living out of zombie mode, repeating everything automatically. So when we discover how to wake up, and this is part of what we teach with PazFAST, when we discover how to wake up, we can make the conscious decision to wake up, one smile at a time. So that leads us to have freedom of action. Our behavior starts to come out of freedom instead of from the emotional prisons of trauma. S stands for systemic. So we enjoy systemic freedom. And what does that mean? That means that we enjoy freedom in every single area of our life, in every single area of our being. T stands for time freedom. We learn how to enjoy freedom to choose where we want to use our time, in what activities, with what person or people, how much we want to take a vacation, for how long. Do I want to spend my time in this job that only allows me to pay the bills and doesn't give me joy? Is that what I really want? So by applying these principles, we learn to develop the practices to choose wisely what we use our time in, how we spend our time. Because remember, everything in life, basically you can recover. The one thing that you cannot recover is the time that you spend doing something. So that's why it's so important to learn techniques to have the freedom to enjoy our time doing what we truly want. So these are the 4 freedoms that we enjoy with these techniques. So one of the freedoms that we teach, freedom number 1, is I acknowledge I'm awakening. That's a way to present it. I can also say, I choose to wake up. I make the conscious decision to wake up. And this is very important because, again, we have had the habit, we are used to not making decisions, not living intentionally, not knowing what our purpose is. Therefore, we're used to repeat the same cycles over and over and over. So a way to make a change is disrupt. Lovingly, we disrupt. So I can stop what I have been doing up to this point, and I can get aligned with my truth. I can get aligned with divine power, with divine source, and choose again. And a way to do it is by repeating this principle. I choose to wake up. You can modify that to to make it resonate with how you feel the best. So you can say, for example, I choose to wake up. You can say, I choose to change. I choose to notice what the truth is. Change the words for however it works best for you. The point is to include the intention here. I intentionally choose to wake up. So that's the principle number one. And for this principle, there is a practice. The practices that we have at PazFAST are freedom practices. So we have freedom sizes. And the freedom size that comes with this emotional freedom technique is dietas. D-ietas. D, discover. I discover what I have thought up to this point. I discover. I identify. I discover and identify what has happened up to this point, what my thoughts have been, what my emotions have been, what my actions have been. And I discover and identify that they don't come from the truth. I have not behaved in the most loving way towards myself. So when I discover and identify that, I can also discover and identify what my truth is, what my purpose is, what my real intention is. And by doing that, I get empowered. So D, discover, I identify, E, empower. I get empowered by the truth. I get empowered by getting aligned with my real purpose. And with that, I can transform my life. T, transform. A, one action at a time. S, that action is one smile at a time. And it's a smile from the truth. That's why it's a smile from the heart. Because there is a huge difference between the smile from our face and the smile from our heart. Because the smile from our face can be fake or can be the result of something like getting drunk or getting intoxicated with drugs or getting intoxicated by a feeling of, for example, I feel like I got something because I stole something from a store. For example, all those behaviors that are not loving and that are not aligned with our truth and with our purpose can cause us to smile from here. And this is an empty smile that is not connected with our truth. What we teach is how to find our true smile, the smile that comes from our core, the smile that comes as a result of our alignment with our truth and with our purpose. So that is the smile that we learn how to find, how to discover, how to identify, and how to practice over and over and over. And that's the dietas system. Discover, identify, get empowered with the truth, and transform our life one action at a time. That is one smile from the heart at a time. And I have a message for you. Can I give you my message? Thank you so much. This is the message. And it's okay to read this out loud. You're asking me why I smile from my heart? This is the answer. Thanks to you, I smile from my heart. Thanks to you, I smile from my heart because I acknowledge you are the light of the world. I acknowledge the light in you. I acknowledge the love in you. I acknowledge the love that you are. I acknowledge how loving you are. And these are fundamental truths because it's so often that we devote ourselves to complimenting others, to helping others, to supporting others, and we forget how to support ourselves. We forget how to care and pamper ourselves. We forget how to notice who we are. So that's why this message of thanks to you, I smile from my heart, is so important. Guess what? We never know what's going on a person's head. So this random practice of gratitude is so important, and is one of my presents to you today. Give yourself the gift of telling two people every single day, thanks to you, I smile from my heart. Because when you do this, you connect with that person's core. You make a connection, being to being. You get empowered, and you empower the other person as well. Because how do you feel when I told you, thanks to you, I smile from my heart? Everyone answers with a version of, I needed that. So the real invitation is to practice this with 3 people every day. The first one, yourself. When you wake up and you meet using the mirror with you, when you meet with you, tell yourself, thanks to you, I smile from my heart. Start your day practicing gratefulness with yourself. Start your day practicing pampering yourself. And then practice this with 2 more people. And share with us on our social media. PazFAST is our handle, where you can find us in Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. PazFAST. Share with us how you felt when you empower people, when you empower yourself and other people with this empowering message. And please use the hashtags. What are the hashtags? Hashtag thanks to you, hashtag I smile from my heart. And this is the practice that we call the Total Kindness Challenge. It's a challenge that we invite you to do for just 30 days. How many? 30 days. Just do it 30 days. And if you stop, you forget to do it one day, please start again. Why 30 days? Because research shows that for building a new habit, a person needs 21 to 30 days. And once you get a new habit, then it's easier for you to continue that habit. And this is the habit of gratitude. This is the habit of having the attitude of gratitude. And when we connect with gratitude, you know what happens? We connect with the vortex that opens the abundance and the plenitude that is our truth, because that's what God, that's what the divine source created for us. So many people say that abundance is what God created for us. Let me tell you something. In my experience, abundance is small. Plenitude is what really God created for us. What is the difference between abundance and gratitude and plenitude? Abundance means a lot of something. Plenitude means everything, of everything. And that's exactly what God created for us. God created us to enjoy everything, to have it all. That's what God created us for. And that's what God lovingly continues giving us, everything of everything. So when I connect with gratitude, when I practice the attitude of gratitude, I connect myself with the vortex that is the truth that connects us with what God created for us, with what the divine source created for us. And we then engage in this flow of abundance. that eventually leads us to plenitude. So that's my present for you. Enjoy the attitude of gratitude to get in this flow of getting connected, getting aligned with what the truth, with what the divine source, with what our origin created for us. And the more we do this, the easier it becomes. Because part of the discovery is that I either feel anxiety or I feel gratitude. I cannot feel anxiety and gratitude at the same time. Therefore, I can always choose to either feel gratitude or anxiety. I can either feel depression or gratitude. I cannot feel depression and gratitude at the same time. So that's another of our principles. I choose to take 100% responsibility for my peace. And what does this mean? This means that I can always choose my thoughts, one thought at a time. And when I choose my thoughts, this principle saved my life, because I thought that as a consequence of domestic violence, all the mental health challenges that I was feeling were a must, and I had no other option. So when I discovered that I can actually choose my thoughts, one thought at a time, I learned how intentionally focus my attention on one thought at a time, which is a thought that brings a smile from my heart. So this is a technique. So when I choose my thought, I can choose either anxiety or gratitude. I can choose either depression or gratitude. I can choose either whatever doesn't make me feel well or gratitude. And I choose gratitude. And this is a great way to let ourselves be kind with ourselves. This is a great way to empower ourselves and to empower other people. We'll be very happy to listen to what your experience is by practicing this. Thanks to you, I smile from my heart. Loving practice, empowering practice with yourself and with how many? 2 people every single day. You can find us at PazFAST, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and please share with us how you felt when you did this and how people reacted when you told them this. Most of them react with surprise because, where is this coming from? And part of what you'll discover is that the more you practice this, the more you like it. That's a spoiler alert. The more you practice gratitude, the more you get engaged with it, because you start noticing that the more I practice gratitude, the more reasons to be grateful for happen in my life. So you want to get a flow of divine things that happen to you, practice gratitude, and release. With no second intention, just practice gratitude, just be grateful and release. So thank you so much again for being with us today. Thank you so much to Uptown Real Estate Group for being our sponsor. Thank you so much for allowing us to be your journey mate in the amazing journey to freedom that is I Smile from My Heart, PazFAST The Love Solution. And remember that we can meet here every Monday at noon to remember what our truth is, to remember what the way back to home is. Where is home? How do I get back to home? How to get back to peace? How to get back to that flow state of divine abundance that is our truth, that is the purpose that the divine source created for us. That's what we talk about here at PazFAST the Love Solution podcast to get empowered one smile at a time. Thank you so very much. And please remember that thanks to you, I smile from my heart. Thank you.